She said our marriage would be temporary unless you keep impressing me. I was her backup plan. So I quietly walk away now she is not having it. Hello Reddit I plus here. Hi. My name is Derrick, and I'm 36. This story starts 6 years ago, when I made the biggest mistake of my life. I fell in love with someone who never truly saw me as anything more than a placeholder. Her name was Celeste. We met at a mutual friend's engagement party. She was magnetic, successful, stylish, commanding attention like she owned the room. Me? I was just a down-to-earth guy with a small but growing architecture firm. I wasn't flashy, but I was solid, loyal, and stupidly in love. We dated for a year. The whole relationship felt like a constant test. Like I was being graded for boyfriend performance every week, but I thought I could earn her heart. So when I proposed, and she said yes, I felt like I had finally proven I was enough. I was dead wrong. 3 months into our marriage, I joked about finally being able to relax after the chaos of wedding planning. That's when she looked me in the eye and said, "Don't get comfortable, Derrick. Marriage is only temporary, unless you keep impressing me." I thought she was kidding. I laughed. She didn't. That was the moment I first realized she didn't see this as forever. I wasn't her partner. I was her project, her placeholder, a stable option until something better came along, but I was already emotionally locked in. From then on, everything felt like a performance. If I forgot to comment on her new dress, I didn't appreciate her. If I didn't book trendy dinner spots, I was slipping. She constantly compared me to other men, especially her ex, Malik. Malik was the ghost in our marriage. She never shut up about him. Malik was more adventurous. Malik always knew how to make things exciting. Once, while we were lying in bed, she casually said, "If Malik had been ready to settle down, I'd probably be with him right now." I just stared at the ceiling, completely numb. I stayed quiet, again. Like I always did. Looking back, I realized I was fighting for something that never existed. One night, Celeste had a ladies' night and came home late. She passed out on the couch and left her phone on the kitchen counter. Normally, I'm not that guy, but something felt off, like my gut was screaming at me. I checked her phone. What I found burned a hole through me. She had been texting a friend about reconnecting with Malik. He was back in town, single, wealthier. She was excited to see where things go. Then came the message that destroyed any remaining illusion I had. "Derrick's fine, but let's be real. He was always my safe bet. Malik is the real spark. I'm just waiting for the right time to pivot. Like I was a backup quarterback she never intended to keep in the game. That night, I didn't explode. I didn't cry. I didn't wake her up and start a fight. I went cold, silent, and I started planning my exit. Over the next month, I played the long game, opened a new checking account, signed a lease on a furnished apartment, moved a few essentials out piece by piece. I didn't want revenge. I didn't want drama. I just wanted my life back. And one Tuesday morning, while she was at brunch with her influencer friends, I left. I left her a handwritten note on the table. "You were waiting for a better option, so I gave you one. Freedom. Don't contact me." Then I turned my phone off, shut the door, and never looked back. At first, she blew up my phone, furious, called me dramatic, said I was abandoning our marriage over a misunderstanding. Then came the begging, the crying voicemails, the emails, and finally, silence. Until 2 months later, when she showed up at my office. She looked nothing like the Celeste I remembered. Her confidence? Gone. Hair messy, eyes tired, shoulders slumped. Malik didn't want anything serious, she admitted. He said I was too high maintenance, said I should have appreciated the man who actually showed up for me. I nodded, let her talk. Then I stood and said, "You should have kept being impressed by me, because now you'll never get the chance again." I walked her to the door, held it open, watched her leave, and closed that chapter of my life for good. Turns out, Malik ghosted her a few weeks after their reconnection. Friends stopped inviting her out once they realized she used everyone as stepping stones. Her social circle shrank, and her image crumbled. Meanwhile, I thrived, landed the biggest contract of my career, traveled, took care of myself for the first time in years, and eventually I met Jasmine, a woman who didn't need to be impressed. She loved the real me. We're still taking it slow, but it already feels more authentic than anything I had with Celeste. Celeste thought she was upgrading, thought I'd always be there as her emotional safety net. But when you treat someone like a temporary option, don't be shocked when they leave permanently. And when they do, they don't slam the door, they close it quietly and lock it from the other side. After I walked out, I went completely no contact. No texts, no calls, no response to her fake "I just want closure" messages. But 3 weeks later, I got hit with a court summons. Celeste had officially filed for divorce, but not just that. She was demanding alimony, half of my business assets, and the house I had bought 5 years before we even met. Her claim that she sacrificed her lifestyle to support my career and that she was instrumental in helping me network. Let me be clear. This woman had never worked a day in my business. She never showed up to events. She didn't even know the names of my clients. Her lawyer filed with a straight face. The audacity was unreal. So I lawyered up. And I didn't get a cheap one. I hired Cynthia Graves, a no-nonsense, steel-nerved bulldog of an attorney who'd once dismantled a corporate exec's 14-property settlement in under 60 days. Cynthia read over the claim and looked at me with a smirk. "We're not just going to fight this," she said. "We're going to bury her in facts and watch the mask fall off in front of a judge." We requested her financial records, text messages, social media activity, the works. And this is where karma walked in, dragging receipts. Turns out, Celeste had been funneling money into a separate account during our marriage. Luxury shopping sprees, secret weekend trips to Miami. One trip to Vegas, she said, was a girls' retreat, turned out to be a romantic getaway, with Malik. Even worse, Cynthia discovered Celeste had tried to put my house up as collateral for a private loan after I left. She forged my name on one of the early bank documents. Now we had her on fraud. The moment Cynthia submitted the discovery to the court, everything changed. Celeste's lawyer tried to pivot, asked for mediation. Cynthia declined. She wanted everything on the record. Celeste showed up to court in full performance mode, dressed to impress, crocodile tears loaded. Claimed she was emotionally devastated. Claimed she was blindsided by my abandonment and had sacrificed her career ambitions for our marriage. Cynthia calmly pulled out the Vegas trip photos, then the Miami receipts. Then the text messages where she called me a low-rent safety net and said she was just buying time till Malik got serious again. Dead. Silence. The judge looked at her and asked if the messages were real. Celeste tried to deflect. The judge ordered a break. Her lawyer tried to negotiate again. We refused. By the time the ruling came down, here's how it went. No alimony, no business assets, no claim on the house, and a fraud warning flagged in court records. The judge even scolded her on record, saying, "You treated this marriage like a job interview with no job offer. Actions have consequences." I walked out of that courtroom with everything I came in with, and something far more valuable: my peace. After the ruling, Celeste's world caved in. Malik ghosted her completely. Word got around about the court case. Her so-called social circle dried up. Nobody wanted to be associated with a woman who tried to milk a man dry while sneaking off with her ex. She tried to rebuild her influencer brand. Didn't take. She posted vague quotes about letting go of toxic people and choosing growth over comfort. But the comment section wasn't buying it. People knew the truth. She even tried to send me a letter months later. Said she was sorry for losing sight of what mattered. Said she forgot what a real man looked like. I didn't even open it. Just tossed it in the shredder. It's been over a year. I'm still running my business. I bought a second property. I'm in a healthy, grounded relationship with Jasmine, a woman who doesn't treat love like a contract with performance bonuses. Sometimes I think about the version of me that stayed too long, the version that begged for crumbs of affection. That man is gone. Celeste gambled with a good man and bet everything on a fantasy. She lost. And me? I didn't just walk away. I leveled up while she collapsed under the weight of her own lies.